Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
It's Monday, September 2nd. Day 40 something.
Something.
I want to say 42. But have you been uploading videos?
Sure. Not really.
So anyways, general health update. Things are going well. Belly button's still acting up. This thing on the side of my face is, I don't know. It might just be rough acne. It just has not.
It's rough.
Come up through the skin. So we're seeing our doctor tomorrow.
Yep. We got a surgeon tomorrow.
It's supposed to be our 1 month check-in, but it's a little bit over a month and a half, I think, or something like that.
No, it's just a little over a month.
Because we have the surgery mid-July, so.
Well, near the end of July, 22nd. So, but yeah, he's been traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So.
/ taking a vacation.
Yeah.
Don't blame him. But,
no, we all need it.
What about you? How's your health doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. You know, I'm gonna have even more cat food for dinner.
Adam is basically a cat now.
Yes.
Yep. That's what cats sound like, right?
Sure.
Do you know that in Japanese, well, you probably know this, but in Japanese, the sound that a cat makes is not meow. It's nyan.
Oh.
Which is where cat comes
Neon
from.
cat, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, otherwise, oh god, excuse me, doing pretty good. I exercised my brain a lot today. We did bodyweight exercises and a small walk for our exercise this morning, as well as some stretches and yada yada.
The body weight exercises are interesting because I know that they're good for conditioning our body. I don't feel like I get much of a workout from them until the next day when I'm sore. But yeah, it just, in comparison to some of the higher cardio stuff that we've been doing, like the bike riding and the walking and even the hiking, it doesn't feel as
stressful.
Yeah, or it just doesn't feel like as moderate. It feels more like, because we instead of doing chunks of the exercise in a row, meaning we do all the push-up sets,
basically,
all the dip sets, and then all the way. We've been doing. We tried it in a circuit today, so that was like a nice change of pace for that. But it also just feels like, it just doesn't feel like a complete workout. So
yeah.
Yeah,
it's definitely, some of the exercises challenge you, and then the other ones is, you can kind of let off. I switched from wall push-ups to, down on my knees kind of thing, and
in the prayer position.
Yeah, and then
in the Catholic position. Demonetized.
And, and the last set I could only get through 8 of them, so I'm sorry, folks. Oh, God.
You wanted to do the video later in the day, so that's what we're doing.
I don't remember saying that.
I was like, oh, do you want to do it now? And you were like, no, in 30 minutes, and then an hour later it was, here we go.
Oh, well, yeah, because I've been working on the program all day, and so I wanted to actually have some time to myself. But that's okay. Now we're here.
I know, it's my fault.
I mean, he said it, not me. It's on video. But no, so yeah, tonight's cat food and lab, and then I started doing the little pure protein shakes again, because I was trying to get through the Isopure, and I was just kind of I mean, holy shit. This is so much liquid.
And he doesn't like the optimum protein version of the chocolate peanut butter as much.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get like a big tub of whatever. I think it's like All Max or something that I have at work, because like, one, it sits with my body really well, and then two, it tastes fucking delicious.
It does taste good.
Yeah, so we haven't switched to our new camera yet. It has now almost been 24 hours since it started to format the SD card. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what the fuck that's about. But whatever. So but yeah.
We didn't weigh ourselves today.
No.
Even though
kind of forgot. It's a Monday.
A week for Adam and 2 weeks for me.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing is we're going to be going into the surgeon's office in the afternoon, after which we've already eaten, had water. Right. So might try to weigh myself tomorrow. But
yeah, I'm going to do it in the morning.
Not a super big deal, I don't think.
I still have to remember to change one of my remote days to tomorrow. Because so we have the ant exterminator dude coming in, kind of mid-morning, and then then we have the surgeon's office, in the afternoon, so I mean, it's like, I guess I could go in and then just leave to go to the surgeon's office, but honestly, I don't quite see the point. I'll check my schedule. If there's something, freaking earth-shattering, then sure, whatever. But, but yeah, I've been kind of in there programming, rocking out to cyberpunk music pretty much the whole day. Which worked because my plugin is basically done. So,
nice.
I still had to kind of retest it end to end because I've been kind of formatting the code around, making things kind of nice and pretty. Everything works. Everything's great. So, it was really nice. It's a really nice accomplishment to, kind of see like that last little push, kind of come together, because I'm not that much of a front end guy. You could tell by my face, because I don't really take care of that either. So it's like, I don't usually make things pretty. I just make them freaking work. So this thing is kind of no exception. Like, there's definitely, some things that probably need to be built to make this, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But, but everything actually works. We can, use it for ShellCon. So, after I do the final like end-to-end test, then I'm gonna push the final code up to GitLab, and then I'm gonna be like, all right guys, we're ready. And then and then it'll be done. Another resume bullet point, and one of my first kind of open source projects. So yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So now, the rest of the night, I'm just, I got a couple of games that were on sale from my wish list, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna veg out the rest of the night and just play video games. So, what about you?
Well, in other sleeve-related news, I did not do my second protein shake today because yesterday I had 97 grams of protein, and as we discussed, that's probably a little bit too much. So I found that if I cut out that second protein shake, then I should hit around 60, between 60 and 70, which is the goal. without it.
So you substitute it with just water, right?
Yeah, this afternoon I was hungry because I don't have the protein that I usually have. I had a sugar-free popsicle, which is just water. But yeah, I drank. I've definitely met my water minimum for the day. I've had like 50 something, and I will meet my minimum water goal for the day. I've had like 50 something ounces of water. So like,
I need to get on that.
I'm gonna see how we're doing. Like it's kind of hard because I definitely was a snacker and a boredom eater and a stress eater, and so even not having the stomach capacity and the ability to digest certain things, I still felt some of that this afternoon while not having the protein shake. So that's cool because that doesn't go away. It stays with you. Just because you have the surgery, you do not automatically get skinny. It was just a surgery on your body, not on your mind, and so it's something that I think I have to work on. I figured out how to get through it without worrying too much about it, but I could have had something like applesauce or banana, or I could have had something else to fill up some of that protein carb stuff. I could have had yogurt, Greek yogurt, which is I just love it.
But that's the thing, is that in the Bible they do recommend that we don't graze.
Right.
That, like, our meals are set on just those three.
Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So just, I guess, something to think about after you get sleeved is, hopefully you've done some, internal reflection as to like what your relationship is with food, because honestly that's not going to change so drastically that any of the issues that you had will necessarily go away. Not a doctor, not a psychologist, not a psychiatrist. I'm just saying that
in our experience,
I've seen other sleevers talk about, and bypass folks as well, but specifically sleevers talk about how like it's hard to deal with some of the psychological stuff, not thinking about it before the surgery and then still dealing with it after, because as we've talked about, this is not a cure-all. This does not fix your problems. It's really just an instrument for you to be able to get through certain parts of weight loss or certain parts of your dieting or certain, health issues. But ultimately, you, the patient, still have to do the work of figuring out how to deal with food after the fact. And if you were a boredom or a stress eater like I was and am, especially when you get into these later phases, like I'm hungry more often now. Like I get full, but I'm also still hungry. So like I'm able to control the amount of food that goes in, but I still have those hunger pangs. I'm just not allowed to, or I'm not allowing myself to give in to some of that hunger just because my body won't like it. I will probably have, a not good reaction to eating extra or snacking or grazing. But I think it's just really important to figure out what your relationship is with food before you do it, and then how you're going to address it after the fact, because honestly, not having that second protein shake in the afternoon was a little bit difficult today. So, there are other things that I could do, like split my protein shake between the morning and the afternoon. So I'm having 4 ounces in the morning and then 4 ounces in the afternoon. Like,
well, here's the other thing that, like, we have to, full disclosure, some of our meals, there's supposed to be 2 tablespoons of a high protein thing and then 2 tablespoons of a not so much high protein thing. There are plenty of meals that we've had that are like a full quarter cup of something high protein, right? And so that's the thing, is that like that's what is also gonna kind of free you up to do a separate, protein shake as like a mid-afternoon snack or something like that, is that, like if you're not taking in as much protein as we are in our meals, right? So, yeah.
Because it seems as though, according to the Bible, we're going to start weaning off the protein. Not completely, but sorry, weaning is the wrong word. Tapering off on the protein, especially as we get into phase 5 and we're getting a lot more protein and other nutrients from the actual food that we're eating.
Correct.
They do say that phase 5 is when hair loss can start to occur. And therefore, it's a good idea to continue with the protein shakes at a somewhat high level, not like taper off of them completely or, quite a bit. I think the Bible said like 40 to 50 grams of protein still by protein shake for at least the first part of phase 5.
Yeah.
We're currently at like, what is it, 60 to 80?
60 if we do 2 of the optimum shakes.
So, I think
Yeah.
the moral of the story is, figure out what's right for you. Figure out what your, taste profiles are. Figure out what your, how much food you're like. Adam is right. We have been doing like a quarter cup of, for example, eggs. A scramble or an omelet in the morning that does have a lot of veggies in it, which are not high protein. It does have stuff like cheese, which does have some protein in it, but also has some fat in it. Greek yogurt, which has, in the small quantity that we're putting into it, has some protein, but not very much. Like, to me, that's the balance there, is that the veggies, the cheese, the Greek yogurt, that's the 2 tablespoons that is balancing out the, 2 tablespoons of egg. That's like I don't know if that's, nutritionally sound, but again, not a nutritionist, not a doctor. But I think the cool thing for me is that I'm able to just have a quarter cup of that one thing. I don't have to split up my, I tried the applesauce, I tried the banana, I tried, various other, supplemental things that my body was cool with. So, like, at this point now, it's like I'm ready to, like, move on to other stuff once we get to phase 5. But until then, I'm okay with just loading up my 3 meals a day with protein. We're having a lot of ground chicken in both the picadillo, and then I'm having it in the lob. Adam's tuna is very high protein. So, like, to me, it's okay in my mind, and maybe, again, I'm not a nutritionist, maybe this is not nutritionally sound, but to me, it's okay to load up on the protein because that's been the priority and still is going to be the priority going forward. Half of our plate is supposed to be protein. No matter what stage of the recovery we're at, even post all of these phases, half of our plate has to be protein. The other half can be, split between grains, veggies, starches, other stuff, but half of the plate has to be protein. So, in other words, 3/4 cup of what we have to eat going forward has to be protein. Just to help us with our diet, to help us maintain and lose weight. Like, it's just a part of our lives is going to be figuring out the protein content of our food. And so it's essential to me at this stage, when we're just starting to introduce new textures and taste profiles and all these different kinds of aspects of food that we're now allowed to eat because now we're allowed to digest it. It feels like it feels okay for us to have more protein than not. But yes, that means that there's a reduction in the shakes. That means that, certain protein is supposed to fill you up faster. I don't know if that also means that it makes you hungrier faster, but that has been my experience so far. Like, after lunch today, maybe about an hour, maybe like 2 hours after, I was hungry again.
I say I have the opposite problem because I was kind of working most of the day. Like, I kept forgetting to drink my protein shakes, let alone like any other kind of fluid. You know, because like I was just kind of in the zone of just like trying new stuff and everything. So yeah, you know, like I think whenever I took a break one time to get my second protein shake, I was like, oh, I am a little bit hungry, you know, but it's like, other than that, I just keep myself busy, you know, that's about it. So,
Cool.
yeah.
So yeah, as I said, I am hungry. So I think we'll end the video here unless you have anything else you want to
No.
talk about.
No,
So
hey.
yeah, tomorrow, surgeon, pest control, will weigh in at the surgeon's office just because that's what he wants us to do, but may also weigh in the morning so that we have like a slightly different number that more reflects like, hey, I don't have anything in my body right now.
Right. I wake up, I pee, and then I weigh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll see about. I might just go off the surgeons.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, we'll keep you updated, and yeah, that's it.
All right, folks. Have a good night.
Later.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.